Welcome back to my channel. One of the most painful feelings to deal with has to be loneliness. When you feel lonely, you feel like you have no one. You feel like no one understands you, no one cares about you, and no one loves you. And you can feel like you just don't matter to anyone. It's a horrible place to be. But you don't have to stay there. There is a way out. In this video, I want to show you how to overcome your loneliness in 4 steps. So let's get started. Thanks for being here right now because I care about what you're working through. My name is Carol and I'm a life coach from carolcares.com who helps all teens and young adults work through their mental health challenges. If you are thinking about self-harming right now, please hit the video link above at any time during this video. Life is not easy for a lot of you right now. I know that. You're being asked to isolate, to stay at home, to not see your friends. And for a lot of you, this has really impacted and affected your sense of aloneness in the world. And you're having to spend a significant amount of time alone with yourself. And maybe that's not what you're used to. For some of you, you're used to spending time alone and you don't mind doing that. But for others, it's boring. And you've had enough and you want to get this COVID stuff over with so you can move on. I get it. Times are tough right now for some of you. It's lonely just being with you all the time. So I want to help you with your loneliness. You know, loneliness is a funny thing because you can be completely alone and feel lonely, and then yet you can be surrounded by a lot of people and then you still feel lonely. So why is that? Why do you still feel lonely even though there are people around you? I know that this has been the situation for me for most of my life. I always felt so alone and lonely, even when I was surrounded by people. And for the first time in my life, I spent some significant time alone during this quarantine. I had nobody around me, so I was really alone. And this aloneness brought up in me the most painful feelings of loneliness that I've ever dealt with in my life. And I knew this was coming. I knew that there was going to be a period of time that I was going to be alone during the quarantine. But I looked at this a little bit differently. I knew that life was handing me this opportunity to face my loneliness head on. I knew that I had to acknowledge it when it showed up, and I had to accept it and deal with it. I also knew that I was the only one who could do it. In other words, I had to finally own my own loneliness in order to set myself free, literally. So I made the decision to sit with my loneliness. I made the decision not to numb out. And believe me, there are many ways I knew I could numb out. And I've done that in the past. And there was absolutely no one around that could help me to take my pain away. But I had decided that before this period came up, I wanted to get to the core of why I felt so lonely all the time. I knew that my loneliness had nothing to do with anyone or anything around me. I also knew that no matter how much I tried, there wasn't anyone or anything who could take my loneliness away. I knew that because I've tried it over and over and over again, and I ended up getting the same results. My loneliness just kept coming back. So during this period that I spent alone, I knew that I wasn't feeling lonely because I was actually alone. I knew that there was more to this loneliness that I felt. My loneliness kept me feeling like I was a prisoner in my own body. And I knew that the only way out was to actually sit and feel it and take the steps to overcome it. And that's the painful reality with all our feelings. In order to get past them, we have to feel them. And I had to journal about these feelings to release them. It took a lot of hard work on my part. And now I want to help you with your own loneliness. I want to show you what it means when I say to sit with your loneliness. So let me show you how to overcome your loneliness in 4 steps. Step 1, acknowledge and accept your loneliness. You know, I don't think we do this enough. It's okay to say to yourself, I feel lonely, or it's killing me. I feel lonely and I feel like shit. I feel lonely and I'm dying inside. Say that to yourself. When you acknowledge and you accept your loneliness, I want you to own it. It's yours. It doesn't belong to anyone else. It's your loneliness. You have it, and only you can overcome it. There is nothing and nobody out there who can get rid of it for you. I know that you're trying. I know that you want that person to come along and make you feel all better inside. And you know, that may work for a while, and then it wears off, and it just leaves you looking for someone else to cure your loneliness. And you can continue to look for that one thing out there that will help you lessen your pain. You can continue to numb out on your device or with weed or any other way to distract yourself. But you know that it only works temporarily. You know that. And I know that. I've tried all of those things. Believe me, when I say that I have numbing techniques that I've used in the past, it's true. I'm an overeater. So my food is my number one thing that I go to when I feel lonely. I've also used alcohol, and I have other ways to self-harm. I'm no different than you. I'm human, and I don't want to feel my pain. So I'll do whatever it takes to escape it. So all I'm asking you in this step is to own your loneliness, acknowledge it, and accept it. Once you've done that, you're ready for the next step. Step 2, make a decision to face your loneliness. So once you've acknowledged and accepted that you are lonely, the next step is to tell yourself that it's time to face it. I want you to decide that you've had enough. I want you to decide that you want to break free from this prison that you're keeping yourself in. Because there is a way out. And I want you to believe that there is a way out. You don't have to remain lonely forever. You don't have to continue to rely on someone else to come and save you. And you don't have to continue to numb out or self-harm because you can't stand the pain of being lonely. I want you to make the decision to face your loneliness. And only you, nothing or no one else. Just you showing up for you. You can do this, but it has to be you alone. And when you decide to do that, you're ready for the next step. Step 3, sit with the loneliness. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the hardest step to do for sure. For this step, you will need to use all the strength that you have just to sit with your loneliness. Just you. No outside influences to help you numb the pain. No devices, no substances, no self-harming, no distractions. Just you. Find a quiet place and sit with your loneliness. Feel the pain of being alone. The pain of having no one, of having nothing. Just you. And as you sit there and as you feel it, listen to the messages that are coming forward for you. There will be messages. What is your loneliness telling you? What are you telling yourself about your loneliness? Why are you feeling lonely? These messages are so important. Maybe you will hear messages like, I feel so alone right now. Nobody cares about me. What's the point? I'm going to be alone forever. Nobody understands me. Nobody cares for me. Nobody loves me. This is painful shit. And this is exactly what you are carrying around every single day of your life. This is what you are feeling. This is why you are feeling lonely inside. And I completely understand why you want to numb out or why you want to self-harm. I did it too. I didn't want to feel this shit. It's painful. But you have to feel it if you want out of this prison of loneliness. There is no other way out. You know that. You've tried it over and over and you continue to feel lonely. These messages that you are feeling are keeping you a prisoner in your own body. And you are the only one who can set you free. Nobody or nothing will do it for you. Only you can. So once you start hearing these messages, write them down. Write them down so that you won't forget it. Don't tell yourself that you're going to do it at another time, because you won't. These are the messages that you are holding inside about your loneliness. These messages are the reason why you are feeling lonely. And they are screaming at you to be heard. So write them down and let me show you how you can use them to overcome your loneliness. And once you've written down a message or two, I want you to move to the final step. Step 4, journal from the message or the messages that you hear. It's not enough that you just write down what you're hearing. You have to allow what you're feeling to express. You have to continue writing about how you are feeling. So when you hear a message and you write it down, that will be your writing prompt or the first line of your journaling. Then continue to write from that. Let me give you an example. So let's say you hear the message, nobody cares about me. Then this is what your journaling might sound like. Nobody cares about me. I don't effing matter. Nobody cares about me. Not one damn person. They don't care what I do. They don't care about me. I don't matter. I just don't. They just don't care about me. They don't care how I feel, or they don't care what I do. They just don't care. I don't matter. And just keep writing. Write out exactly what you are feeling. Just let it flow. And you can repeat yourself as many times as you want, because remember, this message needs to be expressed. It needs to be released from your body. So you might have to repeat it over and over again. Don't worry about the spelling. Don't worry about the grammar, the punctuation. Just let it out. Write or type it out. You can choose what you want to do, but you have to write what you're feeling. The most important thing when you journal is that you write or you type exactly what you are feeling, and that's writing from the emotion. And don't hold back. Let the writing go wherever it wants to go. And you're going to be surprised where your journaling will take you. And this is how you will get these lonely feelings out of your body. They need to be expressed in order to be released. Now, if you need more help with writing prompts for loneliness or any other feelings that may be coming up, you can go to my website, carolcares.com. And once you subscribe to it, I will send you a ton of writing prompts to help you out. I will also put a link below on how to journal if you need more help with your journaling. Also, when you start to write from your loneliness, you might hear a lot of messages like you don't matter or anything similar to that that has to do with your self-worth. I would really encourage you to start watching some of my videos on shame. So I'll also link that below and in the description box. But the point to remember here is that your loneliness will not go away on its own. You have to make the decision that you no longer want to live with this. And it will take some work on your part. There is no one and nothing that can take away your loneliness. It's just not possible. Only you can do it. You have to own it, and only you can decide that you want it gone for good. Continuing to numb out or self-harm or seek out other people to take it away will only help you to cope with it temporarily. What I'm doing here is I'm showing you how to overcome your loneliness so that you can feel free once and for all. You can do this. I know you can. And always remember, until next time, if you have any further questions about loneliness or any other challenges that you may be facing right now, you can ask me a question on my Ask Carol page on my website. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on Instagram. And please let others know about my channel so that they can get the help that they need. And as always, remember to have compassion for yourself for what you are working through, and stay safe. Bye for now.